Hiya, thanks so much for tuning in. Just so you know, the questions that we're answering today are going to be from Señor Second, Miss Pining, Uwu Desne, Mr. S, and That's a Big High Five. So if that's you, you're on this episode. And if that isn't you and you're waiting to have your submission answered, check the other episodes because you might be in there.
All right, I'm back. I'm ready.
Alrighty, so new episode, I guess.
Episode 2.
Episode 2. Oh my
We're
God,
doing
look at
so
us.
good.
We're doing
oh
so.
My gosh.
I mean, it's all in one sitting, so let's not. All right, easy.
We can officially say that we have more than one episode
That's
of our
true.
podcast.
We do have
so
big proud.
We've accomplished things. Also, we are, if anyone is tuning in for the first time right now, we are the Love Witches. We are a podcast where
You're doing great. She's reading. She has trouble with this. Give her a second.
If anyone's reading right now,
Listening right now,
welcome to the Love Twitches podcast, where two single Twitch ladies answer all of your dating and relationship questions and discuss topics in themed episodes, particularly in regards to Twitch. I am Novalisi, and this is Bread Witchery. We are your hosts for this evening, and we are gonna jump right into some stories real quick, some submissions, anonymous submissions that were sent to us via our Google form, telling us about their stories and their relationship struggles. And we're going to give them some advice. Ready?
Yeah. Again, we're not less than professionals, so if anything goes wrong, can't blame us. If anything goes right, care hamper. All right, write that down.
What is a care hamper? You keep saying that. I don't know what
hamper.
That is.
It's like a basket, and it's full of goodies.
Oh, it's like a care basket.
Yeah, care basket.
Or a gift basket. We call it gift basket.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, we say care because here in England we care about things. Unlike
there's care packages, but that's like when you're like
that's like a box of
camp. Yeah.
I do accept care packages of toilet paper and hand sanitizer though, but that's
how are you doing, hun?
I'm doing actually really well because I'm living alone and I have like 4 people's worth of toilet paper, so I'm doing okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
okay, good. I know that you were running low, so
I was stressed. So anyway, moving on from my defecating habits. Would you like to kick us off?
Okay. Yes, we're going to kick off today's episode with Miss Pining. So Miss Pining says, recently I started reaching out to this famous streamer who I sort of had a crush on through multiple platforms, and he would often reply, and he also followed me on some. I also followed him on Insta, and he repeatedly checked my Instagram stories. Does this mean anything, or am I reading too far into things?
I mean, maybe it might. I mean, obviously he thinks you're cool.
Yeah. And if I shook like an 8-ball, the 8-ball would say unclear. Like it's like there's not enough information here for us to give a definitive answer.
Yeah, it sounds like she's given us all she's got, so like it's not your fault, Miss Pining. But I would say definitely. I mean, maybe not like. I mean, I'm not saying like he thinks you're pretty for sure. I'm sure you're lovely, but like he very much personally. I'm not like a famous streamer, but I imagine it's even more so the case for streamers that are a lot bigger than me. A way that I like to, one of the casual ways that I establish boundaries between viewers and myself is I'm not mutuals with them on a lot of social media, unless like they're a very long time regular, they're a mod or something. I will probably not follow them back on stuff just because I like to keep that boundary and mainly follow colleagues and that kind of thing, and like friends of mine, if that makes sense. So the fact that he's followed you on some stuff is promising. The checking the Instagram stories is the real test. Is if you have a thing of like 7 stories and he watches all of them, then he definitely thinks you're cool at the very least.
My thing with Instagram stories is if they respond to every single one of my Instagram stories.
Yeah, even with just an emoji, it's still like ooh.
If they just even just like a reply emoji or something.
Yeah.
If they start replying to your Instagram story, you know it's real.
You're in a little bit there. So yeah, I mean, at the very least, like he probably thinks you're pretty cool, which would be nice, especially if he's like a big streamer and you have like a little bit of a crush on him. It's nice to be like acknowledged and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Again, we said this a little bit in the first episode, but like in general, there is that whole meme of like streamers are just being nice. But like if you have a crush on this streamer and like you want to be like friends with him a little bit, like it's okay to like try and have conversations with him. That's like chill and then like move forward from there.
Continue talking to continue what you're doing. I think don't like try to escalate things. Don't be like, I know you want me. You know.
Can you imagine? You viewed my story with my cat sitting underneath my dining table. I think we know where this is going. I want to get this pussy under the table. I think I know what that means. That was the funniest thing I've ever said, and I'm never gonna top it. That's it. Miss Pining, you've built me my wings of wax there. Jeez.
We love it. We love it.
So yeah, I would just keep talking to them, like, just keep talking to them. Don't like assume that they don't like you and that you're reading too much into things. Yeah. Like, it sounds like they're friendly, they're nice.
I would just keep doing what you're doing, and just kind of like see where that friendship goes.
Yeah.
You know, it's fine to also have like crushes on your friends, you know, but like not pursue that as a relationship until like something.
Yeah,
really
I've had crushes on
happens
streamers before and it's like not done anything with it. I think I've had like 3 where I've been like, oh, this guy stream is like really cute and nice, but like I've just like been like, I'm not gonna do anything about it. It's just cute to like watch them. Like, watch oh, they're cute.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's fun to get like a little attention, you know?
Yeah, that's
like,
So you don't start like obsessing or anything about them, then it gets weird. But no, seems fine. We're on your side, Miss Pining. Give us updates, alrighty?
Yeah, give us updates. I want to hear more about it.
So here we have Señor Second Best, who says, when I started my new job.
That's sad. That's like, first of all, that's
we're
sad.
starting.
I'm just going to say, I don't know what this is about. I don't know what the story is. I haven't read it. But if you are being treated like you're second best and you're not good enough, dump him. Dump her. Dump them.
Yeah, it's the guy.
I don't like it. You should not be, you know, you should not be feeling like you're second best in a relationship.
I do enjoy how everyone did hop on the Agony Aunt nickname bandwagon though. Fan of that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so when I started my new job about 2.5 years ago, there was a lovely girl across the office. We quickly became great friends and it stayed that way for a while. Over a period of time, we got closer and closer until we were spending all of our time together after work, at lunch, etc. In the spring of 2019, after a couple of weeks of being ever closer and sharing more romantic moments, it came to a head and we slept together. However, she's had a boyfriend for 5 years. Over the past year, we've gone back and forth from getting close again to keeping our distance as she figures out the end of her relationship. They are breaking up and she will be leaving London until the pandemic hit. Anyway, with time away from her in perspective, I miss her like mad, but the situation may have changed. I don't know, but am I being mugged off by someone who can't make her mind up? Am I just the catalyst to a well-needed breakup? Or could this legitimately work out, even if it takes some time away? I don't like her, and I don't trust her.
Yeah, I don't trust her. I don't like that she has the idea that that's okay. Like, cheating is not okay. If you're in a monogamous relationship, you should not be sleeping with other people.
Yeah.
Period.
Unless you're like being abused or something. There are very slight exceptions where I'm not going to be like, you're an awful person for doing it.
Yeah.
Mistakes do happen. I've cheated once myself. I had a horrible boyfriend. It was a one-off thing and I was very unwell in the head. But like it was bad of me to do. But like, it does happen. Humans make mistakes, but this I don't like. This is like an affair.
And
like
also,
this is. Like,
I will say that like you said, like sometimes people like cheat, and it's not like you're not a bad person.
Yeah, it is a mistake. Like,
but it is but it is a red flag.
Yeah, it's a red flag. Yeah,
to wave around. That is a big red flag. Especially if you were carrying on something with them. Mm-hmm. That's a bit sketchy. And if she's leaving her boyfriend and like doesn't want, like if she's not leaving them for you, if that's not the reason that she's breaking up with this person, then like maybe you were just the catalyst.
Yeah, I think I think that you probably were just the catalyst because especially just being on and off about it, it isn't like. It's not like one of those like romantic things where she realized she had a connection with you and then was like, oh, this is what I've been looking for in a relationship. I'm going to break up with my boyfriend. I'm going to be with you instead, which is one of those situations where you hear about people that happens. They've been married for 15 years and that kind of thing. But if she's going back and forth, that isn't what's happening. I think she's using you, from what I'm reading from this, is that she's using you as a form of like emotional escape. And I'm not a huge fan of how he doesn't say if he knew she had a boyfriend or not. Senor, I'm looking at you. Did you know she had a boyfriend? Don't be romantic with taking people. Don't do that.
I will admit that I have done that before. I have done that before. I know. Okay, well, we're admitting all of our bad deeds. We're admitting all of our bad... I don't want to talk about it. I have done that before because I was a pick-me girl. I will admit that I was a pick-me girl. This was years and years ago. Okay, I've become a better person now. I've learned from my mistakes, and one of the mistakes that I learned was that, someone who is taken and wants to be with you, it's not because you are super duper special and they're making like this big exception for you. It's simply because like you're available and they're gonna do it whether it's with you or somebody else.
I've kind of had that too. I haven't knowingly hit on someone who was in a relationship. I've had a bit of a fling with somebody and then found out that they were in a relationship, and I've been just so in love with this person that I was like, well, it's kind of it's like a power trip, kind of like, oh wow, like they're in a relationship, but they picked me instead. It doesn't mean that they value you highly. It means they value the other person in a low fashion. And like, imagine that's you. Imagine you're the boyfriend, and she's like emotionally cheating with this guy from work and having like romantic moments together, and then sleeping with him. And like a year, she's going back and forth for a year. That is such a long time. She's been dating him for 5 years. Sure, and it's like kind of awkward to break up with someone, but like a year is such a long time.
I can't imagine putting someone through that. Like personally, I cannot imagine putting someone through that.
If she wanted to be with you, like she would make it happen. And
a one-time mistake, I might be like empathetic for. To clarify, I've never cheated in my life, but like I might be empathetic towards someone who like made a one-time mistake. But to like have a full ass affair for a year, like that is such a different level of slimy.
And she's going back and forth with you as well. Like it just really sounds like she's just using you, to be honest.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And like however conflicted or anchored she is within this like 5-year relationship, if she wanted to be with you, she would. So I do think she's being mugged off. And also there's that classic thing of like, if she cheated on him and you guys got together, she could cheat on you. She could be just like a repeat cheater. Again, it doesn't always happen.
Because she clearly doesn't.
She clearly is someone,
That's not something that's important to her. Loyalty is not something that's important to her from what I'm reading.
And obviously like your like well-being, like both her boyfriend's well-being and like your well-being obviously aren't a priority for her because she's putting you through this like a year. Like
she's a very selfish person.
Yeah.
Sounds like she's going through a lot and she needs to figure out her priorities before she jumps into another relationship.
And I'm sure they're breaking up, and like I would say when they break up, I don't know like how for sure it is that they're breaking up. Maybe she's told you that they are and they're not actually, but I don't know. But I would say this isn't a thing that you want to try and work out. Like I don't think that she's the right kind of person, and it's not a good way for a relationship to start. And that can be hard if you have like such a click and a chemistry with somebody. I 100% get that. The person that had a girlfriend with me, I had such chemistry with him that I've had it since, but at the time I'd never had it before. So it was really hard to like let that go. But no.
Dump her.
Dump her. How sad. Okay, like here's the thing. Again, we don't know if you knew she had a boyfriend. So like you're a little bit sketchy, Senor. Not as sketchy as her, but I'm a little bit sketchy. But how good would that, like, it would be so satisfying for her to be like, I dumped him finally. Like, okay, cool. Like, good luck with that. And she's like, what? Don't I get to like sleep with you on and off and keep dragging you along for it? It's like, no, you don't actually. No.
The power move.
No, the power move.
Okay, what do we call that? We call that respecting ourselves. Okay.
We call that respecting ourselves, Senor. Okay. Senor,
respect yourself. You deserve better treatment than that.
You do.
I don't care how good the sex is.
Yeah, and please don't flirt with taken people as well. If you didn't know, I apologize for dragging you, but anyway. But
also, learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, it's fine.
Learn from this situation. Move on. Be a better person in the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next one is the cute one. You've got the cute one. Happy days. Happy days. Okay. We love you.
Okay. So, do we know I don't have the pronouns listed.
This one is he, him.
He, him. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There is a girl, and her name is Emma. I started talking to her in my environmental class before the quarantine. We would talk in lab every week, and outside of that, not so much. But in that class, we would talk literally the whole time.
That's so cute.
We had 2 field trips before the quarantine, and I drove her to both of them, and we shot the shit and everything on the way over. Right before spring break and quarantine, I got the gall to ask her for her number, like the true alpha male that I am. And she gave it to me, poggers.
I love this person so much. They're so cool.
This is so cute.
You deserve this cool friendship with Emma. Like, this is great.
So now, since the quarantine and all, I don't see her anymore, but we started texting a bit here and there. We're talking much more now that we have Zoom meetings and stuff for class. We've graduated from texting to now I have her Discord. I was just wondering how I could transition this whole situation into a friendship and, if possible, the preferred outcome, a girlfriend. I had a plan to ask her on dates/hangouts leading up to the semester, but obviously with the quarantine, that whole thing is shot. So now I'm just schmoovin' in the dark, and I don't know how well I'm schmoovin'. Nightmare. P.S. I love you both, and your streams make my day so much brighter. Thank you for all of that. Oh, that's so cute.
You sound like you're a riot in chat, so we love you very much.
We love
as
you.
Well. And you
Oh
make
my
our
gosh.
days brighter. This is the sweetest. Like,
this is
I would
the
say,
cutest
you've,
one.
First of all, you've already got a friendship with Emma. You're in there.
I
All
was
right,
just gonna
you've
say
secured
that.
that bag. Don't worry about it.
Honey,
Don't,
like,
you're not
how
being
can I move
presumptuous.
this towards a friendship? Like,
Done.
buddy, you're
right?
already friends.
Stage
okay?
one,
You're
complete.
good.
All right, it's so easy now. It's easy. One more stage. You can do this.
So easy.
So easy. So yeah, this is such an adorable one. I'm gonna say, first of all, you're in, all right? You've got an in, and it sounds so nice that you guys have this connection and stuff. It's super sweet. But this, my friend, is where the originality comes in. Okay, this is where you get to think up the cute e-dates and e-hangouts. Look up like long-distance relationship date ideas and that kind of thing online. Like, the fact that quarantine is here like sucks because it ruins like fun hangouts.
Yeah.
So like, why are you?
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah, if it wasn't for quarantine, I'd be absolutely rolling in it. I would. Yeah, be dates galore.
Well, okay, so I don't know if she plays video. She has a Discord, so like there's a potential that she's into gaming. The
Animal Crossing.
The classic streamer strat here, the classic streamer dating strat is playing video games with the other person. So like if you can set up a time and be like, hey girl, like what games are you into? Let's play some multiplayer, okay? Play some games with them. Start that stuff up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sentence again, sorry.
We didn't have to edit anything.
No, I might cut out. What do you mean? Huh? I don't know. We're just curing coronavirus so these two can be together.
So Discord dates.
Discord dates. Got it.
Discord dates. Okay. So I would recommend, trying to find a reason to like just hang out with them online. Ooh, or a study date. You're in class together. You can study.
That's good. Yeah, you can still do study dates and that kind of thing. And because it can be, you have a really good excuse for that as well. Like, oh, it's really hard to focus in quarantine because like you don't have anyone like physically with you to like have a study thing where like, do you want to hang? If there's other people in your class that you know you both get along with, like one or two other people in that would be fine as well. Because I know you want to have like a friendship with her too. So it's like a date thing, but like if you're hanging out together and then maybe one time
start out with a group thing. Maybe.
Yeah, start out with a group thing and then be like, oh, do you and me want to do it? Like. Separately.
But if they're BFFs, like they like drove to the field trips together and they like talk all the time in class. Like if you two are like the closest in the class, you know, like you could probably already be able to.
You could probably already do a one-on-one thing.
Just
totally
just
fine.
do it one-on-one, yeah. So when you go onto that Discord date though, when you go onto that
Discord
call,
date. I
personally, if it's a one-on-one thing, I turn on my webcam.
The confidence, I cannot relate. Yeah, so Nova's told me she starts with a video call. Like she calls and it's a video call coming through.
Yeah.
Because Nova, unlike me, doesn't spend her days in a goblin mode and actually is made up and dressed most of the time.
I do, but if I'm
talking,
if I'm having a Discord call with someone I think is cute, then I'm gonna get dressed and I'm gonna put on my makeup.
You're wearing clothing right now, and we're on a hang on a minute. We about to kiss right now.
I mean, do you want to?
No, we're talking about this person. We love this person.
Are you joking? Haha, JK.
But yeah, so you start with a video call, is what you do.
Yeah,
right?
so I start with a video call. I get cute. I put on cute clothes, and I start with a video call, especially if it's someone I think is cute. Sometimes just like with you, I'll just like video call you.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, and then I'm like, ooh,
so
my lightning
yeah.
up.
So just because I also think it's like more personal. Like I just like to like be able to like see someone's expression and I like to like have that. And so even when I'm doing friend dates, but especially for like someone that I want a romantic something with, I will definitely start with a video call.
Yeah, I have a different, not strat, but I have a different approach that I would use because like for me for me as someone who, like I said, is kind of in goblin mode, if you start with a video call, I feel a bit pressured now and I'm like, oh yikes. So what I do or like to do is you have like a voice call that you start with, and then this is the slyest stuff, you find an excuse to turn on your webcam so you can be like, oh, I wanted to show you these. Oh, look at my notes. They're so messy. Like, oh my God, I'll show you. Look at my handwriting. It's so bad. You put them in the webcam. You show them on the webcam. You leave your webcam on. You pretend you forgot to turn it off. And then if they want, they can turn their webcam on for whatever reason, if they want to think about it. Or they just get to look at you and be like, wow, what a cutie. And there's no pressure for them to have their webcam on as well. And then it's also just like a subtle thing for her to read into if she wants, of like, oh, he turned his webcam on and he didn't have to. Does that? Oh, he wants me to see him, kind of thing. So
that's cute.
That's my
I like
move.
that too.
Yeah.
You can also like set up ahead of time and just call it a video call. Like you can also just like
you can say like we'll do a video call. Like, yeah, you can do that too.
we can do like like or like FaceTime. You can call.
Because I was gonna say this person sounds like they're like in classes, so they're a bit like younger. I know it's really common to just like FaceTime while doing other stuff with the youngins nowadays. So it would probably be normal just to like video call from the start. I just get a bit too strategic about it. Which is Nova's like, I just put on video call. I'm like, what I do first is I call them on their cell phone. I hang up. I call them on Discord. I put my camera on. The camera's in the wrong place. Webcam. Yeah, I'm in.
Oh, your webcam just turned on by itself.
Oh, crazy.
How weird.
What violates consent? But yeah. Also be there for her quarantine venting as well, I would say. Like check in on how she's doing and if she has to vent about anything. But honestly, it sounds like you have a really good foundation for a friendship. You have no idea how much, I've mentioned it before obviously in this episode, how much girls value just chemistry and just shooting the shit and stuff. It's so attractive to us. It's unbelievable. So like I think you've got a good in, and I believe in you, and you sound super adorable, to be honest. I want the best for Uwu and Emma. Emma, as it were.
I want the best for them. They're so cute. I want what they have. I want what they have.
To be an environmental to be driven to a field trip by my cute friend.
To be in that okay.
So yeah, we believe in you. You're doing great. This one's from Mr. S, who says, so usually I find it irritating when viewers start crushing on streamers, but I developed a friendship with one of the streamers I watch and I started crushing on her. The more I learned about her and talked with her, I just couldn't help it. She's really smart and funny, and she might be the most caring person I've ever met. I love hearing what she has to say and her opinions on different topics. She's also talked about things she looks for in a partner in her streams, and on other occasions she's complimented me on those same traits. We share the same love language, have the same religious beliefs, and we make each other laugh all the time. She's honestly everything I'm looking for in a partner. There are some obstacles I'm worried about though. 1, she's on the other side of the country, and she's mentioned she doesn't like the idea of long distance relationships. I need some water, 1 second. 2, I have a physical disability that has prevented me from finding a job, and I've been unable to apply for disability pay. Not having financial independence has made me insecure about starting any type of romantic relationship. It's a really tough situation, and I've been looking for solutions for years, but I haven't had any luck. And 3, I'm afraid if I tell her that I have romantic feelings, it could make our friendship weird. Even if she doesn't feel that way about me, I would still like to keep a close friendship with her. Should I risk it and tell her, or should I continue my friendship with her and see what happens? I think the disability and financial thing we should probably address at the very end, because it's not exactly entwined in the streamer bit. So, thoughts on the streamer bit to start with?
Okay. My first thought is that nothing that you have given me makes me think that she is into you in a romantic way. I don't see nothing that is said here. I mean, like, you know, we don't have all the details, of course, but like nothing that's said here makes me think that she's into you.
I don't even know if you've had one-on-one time with her, to be honest, which is a key thing for me.
Yeah. But even with one-on-one time, you know, like there's, you know, if she's not like initiating, if a girl's into you, like she will initiate in certain ways, you know, like
a lot of hints.
She will follow you back on social media. Like we had, you know, that person talking earlier in this, the podcast, earlier in the stream, who, you know, they will follow you back. They will interact with your posts. They will like, you know, like try to like get alone time with you, you know, things like that. They will like suggest things like, oh, if you mention that you are, you know, playing, or you're super into Overwatch lately or something, and she'll be like, oh my god, I've been wanting to play Overwatch, let's play Overwatch.
I've been wanting to play Overwatch. Like, do you have any tips or anything like that? And
she will specifically reach out to you and try to make a move on you. You know, it's like she won't like outright like ask you out or anything, but she will give you hints like that make it obvious. So nothing, I mean, like her saying that, like, you know, she wants to date someone who, you know, shares her political beliefs, and then you say something in chat and she's like, oh my god, you share share the same political beliefs as me does not tell me that she likes you. She
yeah,
just
and
has
I
things in
mean,
common
she could also
with
be
you.
complimenting you on those traits because she just admires those in men and wants to encourage those traits in men. Like, for example, me,
True.
I'm into guys that are very like compassionate and communicative and that kind of thing, or like very like sensitive, not super duper softy woo boys kind of thing, but like, I mean, those are fine too. Doesn't matter what I'm into. Like I will compliment those traits in like my viewers and that kind of thing, because I want to encourage men to be more like that, because I just like that in guys. I'd like to see more of it in the world, you know. So it's not exactly related, even if it seems pointed and like a hint. That's not quite the hint that I would pick up on personally.
Yeah.
Or that I would deliver.
And I would also jump into a topic that goes into this. When do you admit your feelings to a crush? Ooh, or should you?
Yeah, I guess I talk a big game with this. I pull a Nova. I do always say that if you like somebody, you should just tell them. And then I end up liking somebody, and I'm like, wait a hot second, this is awful. Because if someone came to me and told me they had a crush on me and I didn't like them back, I would be like, I don't like you back, I'm sorry, and I wouldn't see anything differently or weirdly. But I think there are people out there who definitely would, so it's a legitimate fear that people have that it'll ruin the friendship, especially when it's a streamer thing.
I am the complete opposite from you.
Yeah,
it ruins my friendship.
I'm just used to it, you know. Everyone's in love with me, so it's just really, it's just normal.
No,
for
it's
me.
like I talk about it a lot. It's like my biggest fear as a streamer is to have like one of my regulars like tell me that they are in love with me. You know, like that's my biggest fear. Yeah. I don't want that. You know, I don't want to be seen like that. I don't want someone to come onto me like that, because like once that does happen, like, and there's this other thing where it's like when people are like, you know, when I have these friends with my community, you know, as a streamer, like I'm friends with my viewers and I see them as friends, and like one of the things I really admire in them is that like I don't feel like they're coming on to me, and like I feel like they're platonic friends. Yeah. It's a safe space, and so once that's violated in that way, like once that's like tarnished, then it makes me feel really uncomfortable. And then I also
justification of women kind of plays into that as well, because you why they don't actually like you, like the streamer of you.
Exactly. And then I start feeling like I need to like moderate what I say around them.
So you're completely muted right now for some reason.
Oh,
okay.
Hello?
Yeah, go again. No, you're fine.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. You think that I feel like
I feel like I am I have to moderate what I say around them. So it's like whereas before like I can like flirty joke or something
right, and then now you're eggshells.
And now I'm like, I can't say anything about this to this person. Like our relationship is completely changed. I don't want them to feel like I'm leading them on.
Okay. That's totally that's totally fair. I mean, when it comes to when you tell a crush if you like them or not though, if we like just roll back to that briefly, man, I don't know. Like I guess it really depends, like especially if it's a situation where it's like you're so into them, like you can't not see. I think I've had situations where I've been like so into someone that I couldn't be their friend because I was like, I'm so into you, but we already had an established thing of like being a fling and then calling it off, and after the fact they were like, we can still be friends, right? And I was like, yeah, and then I was like, no, I can't actually do this, just kidding. No. But if you have a crush on somebody, I don't know when to admit it to them, to be honest with you, because like I said, I talk a big game, but then when it happens to me, I'm like,
I think it also depends on the situation. I think that it's like if it's a streamer that you watch, if it's like a friend that you watch, you know, like if it's a friend, even like not even a streamer, but specifically with streamers, I would not admit anything until I was 100%, 110%
yeah, with a
sure.
streamer, I think definitely. I think
I would wait until they're basically like sending me nudes before,
especially because if with this girl streamer, right, if say you do have one-on-one time together, I don't know if you do, you haven't mentioned it, so I'm not sure if you do, I would say it's okay to try and ask her for some like one-on-one time if you want, as like a friend, and then you'll notice if she likes you. I personally, as a streamer who's a girl, because of the whole thing of it's very encouraged, like girl streamers don't like you, they're just being nice, stop objectifying them. If I do like a viewer or I do like someone that like streams that kind of thing, I try and make it really, I put in like a lot of hints, and like I will hit on them like a lot, because I want to be a bit clear and be like,
I initiate conversations a lot with because the person that I dated, who was a Twitch streamer, was not an active Twitch streamer at the time. They were one of my viewers. So they like, you know, they were somewhat of a colleague, but like most I knew them because they were a regular in my chat, and then I found out they streamed later. So yeah, no, I like with him, I like initiated a lot of conversations. I spoke to them a lot. Like we would have Discord calls for hours upon hours. Like that's where it's like, you're not like, you know, this is not just like a I'm initiating with you,
and especially
I want to talk to you.
And with this in particular, Mr. S, it's basically the long distance relationship thing, especially if two things. One, if she did like you, personally, I would never say that. If I liked somebody who was across the country and I was streaming, I knew that they might even slightly be watching, I would never say I don't like long distance relationships. I'd always drop the hint of like, well, you know, I don't know. And two, it means that telling her is especially unproductive, because like there's nothing that's going to come from it, if you know what I mean. So I'm on the side of
listen to people when they tell you what they do
believe them when they tell you something like that. Like, don't think that you'll be accepted. Just believe them. And just because that she's everything you're looking for in a partner, and you seem to be on paper everything she's looking for in a partner, does not a good relationship make, and it doesn't mean she's dropping hints. So I would say not to risk it and tell her. I think it would be just a bad move, and it would be good to continue the friendship if you want. It's totally fine. Try to remove the expectation. Look for hints if you want, but try and remove a presumption, and just try and work with like not as much confirmation bias. But feel free to try and like initiate more one-on-one stuff with her, as long as you're not pressuring her or anything. Feel free to like try and initiate more of that. You can, if you want, like drop there's ways of flirting people that isn't like coming on to them, if that makes sense. Like there's ways of, like if I'm watching a movie with my crush, for example, right, and say it's like, okay, I'm not obsessed at all, but say it's Back to the Future, okay, and say Marty McFly and his girlfriend have a scene together or whatever, I would be like, oh my god, this is huge us energy when like the couple is on screen doing something coupley. I do that. I'm slick as hell, okay? I'll say that kind of thing, or I'll compare us
so brave
to, you know me, but to me that's not quite, I don't know if you disagree, Nova, that's not quite as heavy-handed as like, you look so beautiful, like you'd be like, I bet you're an amazing girlfriend kind of thing. It's just more of like a haha unless kind of thing.
Or like if she mentions something on stream, then you can kind of do like a Kappa joke, you know, like if she's like oh man, if only I had a boyfriend right now, you know, you could you know, you could make something out of that where it's you like a Kappa, but it's not like it's a Kappa, you know, you add a Kappa at the end.
Yeah, and if she likes you, she'll see it as like a flirtation. If she doesn't like you, she'll see it as like a flirty, funny joke from a friend, which is usually we're okay with this. And with the physical disability that prevents you from finding a job and that kind of thing, that's an interesting topic, and I know Nova had some notes on that. So Nova, thoughts on that aspect?
So the biggest thing that I want to say is, so you mentioned because you're not like financially secure, you're worried about like entering a relationship. I especially in like a man with a woman situation, men have this like men are supposed to be the breadwinners. Like that's like the like expectation put on men, is that they need to make more money than their partner, and they need to be the breadwinners and stuff. And that doesn't have to be the case. Like you can, you know, she like say that like you guys do end up, you know, dating or whatever. She can be the breadwinner. Yeah, or you date anyone. Yeah, like she can be the breadwinner. Like she can be the one who makes more money than you, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah,
like,
and it would just be plain ableist if someone that you dated held you responsible for the fact that you aren't able to get a job due to physical disability or unable to get disability pay. It doesn't indicate any kind of lack of work ethic or lack of like I hope you know that, but it doesn't indicate any like lack of ethic or strength of character or anything like that. And anyone who thinks that isn't worth your time. So that, you know, and I'm sorry that you haven't had any luck with finding solutions to that. It's an absolutely horrible world out there for disabled people and finances, and it's just rubbish. But yeah, so it is possible to have the other person be the breadwinner.
We feel for you.
Yeah.
We feel for you. Sorry that you're going through that.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry I was super harsh about the whole like she doesn't like you kind of thing. I like I said, like go ahead, like feel free to initiate like one-on-one stuff with her. To me, one-on-one stuff is like the key. That's like the start of like a little bit more than just like friendship with a viewer is what I would do.
You're starting to blur the lines a little bit and blur some of the boundaries. No, 100%. But I think I would just wait it out. Don't admit your feelings to her right now.
I would say right now, don't. 110% sure.
110% sure that she is super into you and she wants to pursue something, then you can bring it up. But if you have a doubt in your mind,
if it's a risk at all,
doubt,
I would say no.
Then I would say nah. It's just gonna make things awkward.
All right, and then we have the final one for this episode. We have That's a Big High Five. Let me double check. Okay. All right, yeah, so we have That's a Big High Five, whose pronouns are he, him, / that thing over there. And to be honest, that is my gender. I am just this amoebus horror in the night. That thing over there. So relatable. So they ask a pretty a good question, which is, how does one act naturally and or calm when one has the opportunity to talk to a crush or an obscenely attractive person? Example, you guys. Aww. I like you. You're buttering me up from the start. We're going to give you the good advice. These other suckers, they didn't pass the test. We gave them rubbish advice. You're getting the good stuff. Yeah. Because you're a sweetie. What are your thoughts, Nova?
I am so we've
actually discussed this in the past.
If we have talked, y'all know I'm a bottom. Okay, at this point in the podcast, you know I'm a
Welcome
bottom.
Welcome to the podcast. I am
such a baby. I am such a baby. I can talk game like through text and through like social media, like online, but in person, I get so nervous. I get so nervous talking to someone.
What do you do to try and calm down? Do you do anything, or do you just submit to the whims of your blood pressure?
I try. Oh no.
It's okay if you don't know. It's okay.
Sometimes to break the ice, I do light teasing a little bit too. Okay. I'll try to I'll do some light teasing.
Is this a way of this isn't negging that you're referring to, obviously, but is this a way of kind of like bringing them down to like the same level as you in your head?
I think it's just like something to laugh about. I think that it's more because it's kind of it's not about like actually bringing someone down or anything, but it's like it's because at the end of the day, like 99% of what you should say is positive 100%. And then if you have that relationship already where you can kind of like tease them a little bit, like that, like how you tease me about being illiterate, obviously I'm literate, obviously I can read.
It's not something you're actually insecure about.
Yeah, exactly. It's not something I'm actually insecure about, and that's like a big line too. It's like you don't want to
always, if you're ever big rule here, so off topic, huge rule, if you're ever jokingly teasing someone, tease them about something that obviously they aren't insecure about or that is the opposite of true. So for example, if you joke about me having very thin hair that like falls out all the time or something, that's obviously not what the case is. So with Nova, who is very literate, I joke that she's illiterate. But if she had a genuine reading issue, I wouldn't joke that she's illiterate. So
I also get jokes like my community will tease me about being short, and I'm like above average height.
What? Sorry, you cut out.
About short.
About being short. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're just like normal height. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm above average height, so it's like not that big of a deal. But and like in the opposite spectrum, if I was like 6 foot plus, which is like looked down upon, ironically, for women to be super tall, they're seen as undesirable once they are super tall. That would be like if someone was teasing me about being tall and being like a giant or something, then I would be really insecure about it.
So teasing like that is a good way, to be honest, to act natural.
So I like to like break the ice a little bit with that and just kind of like start like a banter, because like once you can get a banter going, then it starts snowballing, and then things are
and it breaks down this wall you have with them as well, where you see them as like a hot person, whereas like now you're like a jokey friend having a fun conversation kind of thing. But my cat's screaming.
I thought that was like a cell phone notification.
No, it's my cat. He's just yelling at me. I will say that I definitely, while I'm not like shy like Nova is, I definitely get very heated and a little bit manic when I'm like heated, like physically kind of manic when I'm around someone that I kind of like fancy. Nova has known me for a very long time, and she's seen this. I'm almost positive. I get a bit like, what it is I see it as like my one shot, when you're talking like someone attractive or your crush. Like, this is my one shot. If I screw this up, they're never gonna talk to me again. I have one opportunity with them. I make it as good as I can. So the best way to like calm down for me is to be like, I'm gonna talk to them tons in the future. This is fine. It's just like a normal conversation, just like any others. It's an everyday thing. I just try not to overvalue the moments that you're sharing with them, because otherwise you will try and put your all in and you will embarrass yourself.
Yeah, I do that too. I have the same thing where it's like, where I'm like trying so hard to be so funny and so interesting. Yeah. And I'm like trying so hard to impress them.
And then like talking over them, and I just like, it's just
I start saying stupid shit too, like making really bad jokes that like, it's just like, stop making puns, okay? It's not funny, stop it. It's just
they love dad jokes. They love them. The people, they love them. They fall all over them.
It's bad. Yeah. And then
but definitely I've been
try
there.
to see them as a normal human being.
Yeah.
Try to.
I know it's difficult. We are gorgeous. I know. But
yeah.
You have to do your best to just be like, we're normal. We're not thinking every second about how hot we are and being aware of our appearance like you are. So it's not like you're having to navigate around some elephant in the room thing. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
So that's my take on that.
Speak for yourself, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm constantly aware of how hot I am.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you were putting yourself down there for a second. I was like, none of that. Cut that right out. No, sir. She walks around with a little like pocket mirror. She's like, boop, yep, still smoking. Puts it away. So it's stressful. She has to carry a bag everywhere.
I was like, when people talk to me, then I just kind of like look at them and I'm like, I know you're nervous right now.
Oh, I didn't. All of that cut out. Do it again. I'll edit it like it was natural.
Well, I'm recording my audio too, so that you can have it without it cutting out. By the way.
Oh, so you do? Oh my god, this is so helpful. Okay. Oh, technological genius. You just can't read.
Okay, sorry.
She's almost the perfect woman. That's such a shame.
I was gonna say that I when someone's talking to me, I just kind of like look at them and I'm like, I know you think I'm hot. I know that you're trying to impress me right now. And I don't want you to see that you're impressing me, because you're not.
Oh, you're so slick. I never assume this. I never assume like romantic intent from anybody.
I'm kidding.
It is always
I'm
my
kidding.
downfall.
I'm 100% kidding. Are you kidding me? Have you heard everything that I've said in the last like 2 hours?
I don't know. You're hot. I'm
the most bumbling dweeby.
Are you a bottom
bitch?
Oh, there it is. Oh my god, who would have thought? Wow, it's brand new information. Thank you so much. So if any bottoms have any questions,
baby. Okay.
She's just baby. I realized we didn't do any sign-offs for any of the other episodes. We can do them in post. It's fine. Yeah. But yeah, so that's our podcast for this episode. I hope that you enjoyed it. Hope that we helped a little bit. We're going to be doing some more advice. Basically, all the first episodes are going to be just chock full of advice, because we've got so many good submissions and we don't want to not get to any of them because they're so good. And we want to help you guys, and you're all sweeties. So thank you so much, everybody, for writing in. I hope that we helped a bit. Feel free to update us with Google form or DMs if you want to reveal your identity or anything like that. And we hope that you have a magical day.
And thank you for listening to the Love Witches.
That as
Twitches.
Well. Love Twitches. Here's our social media.
What is my podcast?
What is it called? I don't even know. We started this like 2 days ago. We don't know what we're doing.
Yeah. Love Twitches, Novalisi, Bread Witchery. I don't know if I'm pointing in the right direction.
I'll just put it in everywhere. It's fine. Don't worry.
Just fix it in post.
Just move your fingers around in post. Like a clock. But yeah, have a magical day.
Have a magical day. Did we just say magical day at the same time?